Culture, culture, culture. What is culture? I don't know what Webster's or maybe Chambers or one of these dictionaries or even Google might say culture is. I believe that one's culture is based on certain beliefs and norms of their particular society. It shows up in how they dress up. You like that? Shows up in how they speak, their dialects or their languages. Shows up in what they eat. Shows up in how they actually behave. And they carry it on, they pass it on from generation to generation, right? So today I want to talk about African culture. My people, what has happened to African culture, especially in America? Can you answer me? Huh? Why are we forgetting who we are and where we came from? Why are we so westernized? I have a question for you. Recently, somebody asked me, Deborah, why is it that you're mixing Western culture and African culture? I said, because that's who I am now, right? The label is Nigerian American, no? So, American, Nigerian, American, right? So I'm mixing it all up. But that is just on the lighter side. I am asking these questions as far as why are we missing? What is it that we are missing? I believe that the reason why Africans are the way they are in any planet is because we have forgotten our culture. We have taking on a culture that is not ours, and we are constantly struggling to be like something that we are not. And I want to encourage everybody that is listening to this. If you are an African, when I mean African, you can trace your history, your roots for generations back to continent Africa, then you're an African. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in the United States, in the Bahamas, in Asia, somewhere in Europe. If you can, for some reason, trace your genetics back to the continent of Africa, then you're an African. Are you proud of who you are? Are you proud of the ringlets in your hair? Are you proud of the color of your eyes? Are you proud of the type of food you eat or the way you show up? Are you proud of it? Or are you constantly struggling to be like somebody else's culture? I am encouraging you to begin to look within and say, you know what? It is okay for me to be African. It is okay for me to sound the way I sound. After all, the English language was taught to me. It is not my language. I have a native dialect that I used to speak or that I still speak. And if you used to speak it, let us find a way to bring those languages back, because some of our languages are lost. How did we dance? How did we listen to stories? Folklore. What was our idea of the older people? What kind of respect did we have for older people? Did we talk when older people were talking? I'm not saying control. I'm talking about culturally. How do you treat your father? Do you put them in a home or do you take care of them? How do you serve your husband? Do you serve him with a tray? Or do you just say your food is in the microwave? How do you bathe your children? Do you still use the flowers and the herbs in their bathing water? Or have we gone into Johnson & Johnson? What are those things that we used to do that used to give us long life? We never used to be sick. We never used to have diseases. We never had none of that. But guess what? We've forgotten our culture. We're all westernized. We're British. We're American. We're European. That's who we are. No, if you are an African, I am asking you again to look within and come back to what your culture is, because your culture is your power. That is what sets you aside. I remember when I get sick or I have ringworm when I was a child, my grandmother would use razor blade and scrape that ringworm and put some ashes on it. In a day, it's gone. Today, what do we heal ringworm with? Some antifungal cream that doesn't work for 3-4 weeks, or goes and comes back. Look, I am telling you, we need to go back to what we originally came from. And I believe that what we came from, or where we came from, it might be nowhere, is greater than where we think we're going, if we can go back and embrace our culture. Look again and embrace your culture. Look within. Look at your hair. Look at your lips. Look at your eyes. Look at the way you're created. Yes, I know we're not different from anybody else, but we're unique. Embrace your uniqueness. Your culture is a part of you. Embrace it today.